Hello viewers, today we're going to demonstrate few things. If you are using a Samsung wearable device and using Samsung iOS health application, then you already know in our previous video that you can connect a wearable device with the Samsung Health and exchange data in between the wearable devices and iOS Samsung Health. So now in this video we're going to show you some frequently asked questions about the troubleshooting and the problem general users are already facing when they are trying to use the Samsung wearable devices with the iPhone Samsung Health application. First of all, if you using iPhone with iOS version 11, then you might find some problem with the Bluetooth, because you already know that the communication in between the Samsung wearable device and the iOS SL is done by the Bluetooth. So first of all, I'm going to show you what is the problem with the iOS 11. Actually, if you go to the settings menu, you will see that there is a Bluetooth option. So it is turned on from there. So you have to make sure from two places you have to turn on the Bluetooth. One is the control center, one is from the settings. So if it is on in here, you have to also check the control center, because sometimes if you turn it on and off from the control center, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be turned on in the settings, and vice versa. So if you find some problem with the connection, and if you are using an iOS 11, this can be the one reason you are facing connection issue and the wearable sync related issues. So this is one thing. Another thing is there are a few confusions, because it requires two applications to connect the Samsung wearable devices and the Samsung Health. Like if you are using a Gear Fit series devices like Gear Fit, and if you are using a Gear S series devices like Gear S3, Gear Sport, etc. So these two applications are separate application in case of iOS, and to connect for the very first time you have to use the Gear S or Gear Fit application based on your Samsung wearable, and after that making the connection you can use the Samsung Health. So there is a concern about this is the main confusion about the Gear Fit and Gear S application. So basically two series of devices, and those two are different things. And also there is some little bit of problem with the Samsung Health, like there are multiple versions available. Like this version you are watching here, this is the Samsung Health application, which is available in iTunes and the App Store. And there is also an application inside the Gear S or Gear Fit Manager. So based on what wearable device binary version you are currently using, based on that actually that application will open up. Like I'm going to show you right here. Like this is the Gear S application, and it is showcasing the Samsung Health card. So if your Gear binary is not compatible, I have tested with my wearable. I'm using a Gear Fit, and I had found that if the binary version is less than QJ3, the last three digits on the binary, then it is going to open up the Samsung the Gear S application and the SL application, which is inside the Gear S application, which is a little bit backdated. And if you are using a binary more than QJ3 version, which I found recently in the market, and I found that it opens up if you tap on this the Gear S card view, it will open up the Samsung Health application, which is currently available in the market as a separate application. So there will be a question how to check the Gear binary version, how you are going to get it. Like I'm going to show it to you here. Like I'm using a Gear Fit, so I'm going to the settings menu. I'm going to settings menu here, and from the settings there are a couple of options available, and there is gear info. So there is about device. So from there I'm going to the about device, and there is here you go, here is the software version, and you see that the last 3 digit is called QJ3. And for gear fit to device, I found that from QJ3 device, if I when I started using the QJ3 device, it is opening up the Samsung Health application, which is available separately in App Store, rather than opening up from the Gear Fit Manager application. So this is one thing. And if you suddenly try updating your gear binary from the Gear Fit Manager application, then one thing you must do is to make sure that your data is already synced in the Samsung using Samsung account. I mean, you must do a server sync from the Samsung Health application which you are currently using, so that your data loss doesn't occur. So, and if you install the separate application available in the market, iOS Samsung Health application, so if you log in with your Samsung account, using that account, that information will be automatically synced up with your newly installed Samsung Health application. So this is one thing I should remind you, that whenever you are trying to update your binary, you have to make sure that you do the server sync and make sure that your data doesn't get lost. And now I am going to show you another thing. Like sometimes what happened in my case, I tried I connected my gear using the Gear S, using my using this gear pop device, and after that I clicked on the card view, but I saw that it showed me no wearable device connected. This sort of issues happen because of I don't know about the developers, but I think it's a common Bluetooth problem. Many of the forums have already said about it. So the common thing is, one thing you can do, you can go to the background and remove the application from the background, and turn on and off your Bluetooth from the control center, and as well as from the settings. And you can also restart your phone or restart your wearable device. Then you should try on one more time or couple of times, then it will be automatically fixed, even though the developer should really focus on those things. I hope that Samsung developers in future version will provide you more and more stable versions for those things. But so this is one thing I do if I face no wearable device connected when I try to connect with my Samsung Sport wearable device, Samsung Sport, with my iPhone. And another thing I should tell you, that there is a temporary problem, I should say, that even though my Gear Pop is connected using the Gear S application, it takes a little bit time to show me that it is syncing with the Gear Pop device. So it takes a little bit of time. Like if I try to connect it from the Gear S application right now, my Gear Sport device, then I'm going to connect it. So okay, so I'm trying to connect the Samsung new Gear. So I'm trying to pair the Samsung wearable device with the iOS Health application, S-Health application. So to make the connection, I am using the Gear S application, and I am pairing the application right now. So the issue I am talking about, just after completion of the connection using the Gear S application, it takes a little bit of time to show the real status, even though it is already connected using the Gear S application. So all the information I am agreeing and skipping the additional setup process. And also, as it is a new gear, so there are a few instructions I have to follow. And okay, so I'm setting it up. Okay, so Okay, so I think the setup is complete, and the Samsung Gear Pop is already connected with the Gear S application, and like one more time I'm going to show you this connected with it, because I'll try to find this gear from this Gear S application. So there is a find my gear option, and I'm going to start it. So it is trying giving some sort of notification here. Yeah, so it says that it is basically connected. So now I'm going to show you the issue that I found. I'm sorry, I'm going to go to the application again, and okay, so here is the card view, Samsung Health. So as you see, the Gear S application already have connected with the with my wearable device. So I'm going there. So I'm doing a little bit of pull to refresh. It is showing that no wearable device is connected, even though it was connected with the Gear S application. But I think this is a temporary problem, but because just after a couple of seconds it said the data received from Gear Sport device. So I think this is a temporary problem, and if I do pull to refresh one more time and later on, it will not be a problem. So this is a little bit of weird problem I faced while I tried using my Gear Sport application with my iOS Samsung Health application. So this is pretty much it, and about the troubleshooting and the problem I have faced as a user of the Samsung iOS Health application and the Gear Sport. One more thing I should say before I end this video. Actually, if you sometimes need to delete your application, iOS Samsung Health application, what you should do, you should upload your data to Samsung Cloud. I mean, you should do the server sync so that data loss doesn't occur. So Samsung, in the Samsung Cloud server, your data will be stored, and whenever you will reinstall your iOS Samsung Health application, you just give your credential in there, log into the Samsung account, and your data, you will be able to get your data back one more time. So this is pretty much it. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you.